What is up, guys? I'm Dre and welcome to another Honkai tutorial video. Now, in today's video, we're talking about if I will want to summon for Silver Wolf with her second rerun, and maybe if you should or will summon for this character. But before we hop into the topic of today's video, I will point you guys to my Discord server, where I'll try to do a upload every day. Link for this is in the description of every video, so definitely make sure to check that out. You'll be notified every time when I do a upload, and you will be also able to connect with my community. If you have any questions, don't bother to ask. I'll try to help you when I can. Also, with that being said, I will point you guys to my YouTube short section where I try to do a upload every day. So definitely make sure to check that out if you want to support me and support the channel. All right. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into the topic. So, Silver Wolf is, I think by the time the video is live, Silver Wolf's banner should also be live on pretty much every server. And the very interesting thing here is that this is her first rerun, and this character was pretty good at her release, and it was said that she will become better with every patch, which I honestly have to agree. I think she did become more relevant, but there are some small tweaks, some small things about Silver Wolf that are weird in the current meta. All right, so let's maybe go and see which characters Silver Wolf is competing against. So usually, yeah, if you like the character and if you didn't play back in the day when Silver Wolf was on her first banner or on her initial banner and you say this is your favorite character, definitely make sure to summon for it. If you do like the character, then don't hesitate to summon. So I personally have to say, I also do value, if I like the character, I do value this more than having meta characters, because I think Honkai Star Rail is not a very hard game. It's more of the easy side, so I don't think that Honkai Star Rail is a really complicated game. Even the end game, at least for now, it could change in the future, but I think for now, the game is very casual friendly. And that's why I would also value a character from her design, from the characters, from the looks. I value this much more than a character that is meta. But nevertheless, I'm still interested in meta compositions, in meta strategies, optimal strategies. I'm still interested in that. So it's not like that I don't care about it, but I value characters that I like more than this. All right. So characters that she's competing against is basically Argenti, which I don't want to focus at all in this video. I think Argenti deserves a video on its own. She was competing against Ho-Ho, but Ho-Ho's banner is already gone. But she will compete against the two future characters that are coming in the next patch, which is Rune Mei and Dr. Ratio. So I'd say because they have different roles, she's more so competing with Rune Mei, because she takes up the role of the supporter, which Rune Mei will also do, because we do know she will be a harmony character from the ice element. So as I'm not one to work with leaked information in my videos, I won't talk about any skills of Rune Mei. So I will just talk about Silver Wolf. But if you didn't have your decision yet, that's why if you didn't have your decision yet, this is the reason why I'll make this video, why I want to talk about Silver Wolf. But if you already know which character you do like more, then your decision is already made. So this is what I advise most people: summon for the character that you like over for a character that is meta. If you value meta and you do like meta, then definitely go for meta. But if the character itself is more important to you, then I would definitely go for this decision. So I myself, I can tell you guys, I will probably go for Rune Mei, because I really like her character design. And on the other hand, she is another harmony character for my second team, and my second team could make use of another harmony character. It is not necessarily needed, because I am still able to 30-star clear memory of chaos, which is currently the hardest content. I know with patch 1.6 we get more new endgame content. Maybe she could be relevant for that, I don't know. But I will find a way to clear it even without having Rune Mei or Silver Wolf. I'm definitely sure for that. So yeah. That's why, as I'm able to clear it, I will summon for Rune May probably. I could change my mind until the last day of Silverwolf or even on the first week of Silverwolf, but I'd say I'd go for Rune May, which doesn't mean that Rune May is the better character just because I go for her. It's just because I like her more. Dr. Ratio is a DPS unit, so probably he won't really compete against a Silverwolf because he takes a completely other role. So let's go back to Silverwolf. Silverwolf, I think, is a really, really good character overall. I think she's definitely top tier support or debuffers in the game on her release until this day. The only problem that I have overall is that we're currently shifting into a blast and AoE meta. And I currently have the feeling we're already in the blast meta. So blast damage is like the damage that you want to use in the current state of the game, in the current meta, I'd say, quote unquote. But I have the feeling with the new content, we are more rushing into an AoE meta, which means we're moving from single target, which was at the beginning with Sealy. We moved into blast damage with Imbibe the Lune, Jingliu, and Blade. These were like the three blast damage um, units, mainly blast damage units. And then we have like some possibilities with other characters that are still very good offensively, like Kefka. I wouldn't say quote unquote Kefka is meta, but she's still really good, or she's like nearly meta, but she's like not the top pick that you want to have. You either want to use like Sealy because she's not kind of a blast character directly, but she's able to attack more enemies in one turn, which kind of leads into a kind of blast unit. We have Jingyuan, who is kind of relevant. He has ups and downs, but he's like an AoE unit. He's not even a blast unit. He's AoE, which is the shift that I think will probably happen. I could be wrong on that, but I do believe with the inclusion of Argenti, um, and with the new endgame content, they will do the content that Argenti will be one of the best units to clear this new content. I don't know about the new content exactly. I just know that you want to beat as much enemies as possible to get a high score, right? And I do believe that Argenti will be made for this. And since Argenti will be made for this, and he is an erudition character, he does AoE damage, I believe that we're shifting into this meta. Now, come back to Silverwolf. Silverwolf has the problem that she is not very AoE friendly. Um, so because Silverwolf only does do single target damage. So I mean, her debuffing is really, really, really good. I think like it is so valuable. Like not like the biggest thing for me when she got announced was that she is able to apply a weakness um, that the enemy doesn't have to an enemy. This is actually here. There's a 85% base chance to add one weakness of an on-field character's type to the target enemy. I think this was like the most valuable thing when they announced her. But then after she got released, I noticed some problems with that, which why I ended up not summoning for her because the focus of her became more of her being a debuffer, like reducing damage resistance, reducing defense, all type resistance, and such stuff, so that your units initially will do more damage. But which is really good, don't get me wrong. But the main feature why I wanted to her was this. And my problem was, on the one hand, this is only 85% base chance, and the weakness is only for an on-field character, and it has the same um, chance for every element. So let's say you have two quantum, one fire, one wind character, then even if you have two quantum characters, the chance is still divided by 3 equally on all elements. So it's 33%. So it doesn't matter how many elements you put in, except if you just put in 4 of the same element, which only can be 4 quantums because the wolf is quantum. Then you have a 100% chance to always apply quantum. Back in the day, this wasn't possible to do a mono quantum team, but now we have very good options to do a quantum team. We get Hanya included into the game. Seela is still a very relevant DPS, and Silverwolf is good alongside with Fushuan. Fushuan, the best character right now in the game. So I'd still say that this is really good, and it became more relevant because we have more quantum characters, but it doesn't add the value to summon for the character, especially because we want to hit more enemies at the same time, while Silverwolf only can hit one enemy. Of course, she can hit the strongest enemy, the most relevant enemy, or the most problematic enemy for you, which is still relevant, but she cannot hit all the enemies on the side, which is a loss for me, honestly. So this is the reason why I currently wouldn't summon for Silverwolf. I still think this character is insanely good. I still value the character, and I still also do believe that the character won't lose its relevance that soon, even though we're moving into that AoE meta. But I think there will also be changes when we move back into a single target meta, or when we move then from the single target into a blast meta. So I think like every type of damage will become meta like every few months. So I think like um I don't know if it is confirmed, of course, but I do believe like that every 3 to 4 months the meta is supposed to change, and other kinds of DPS become more relevant. So all the characters that already in the game become back relevant, while like other characters um, go back into your character box and won't be used for a couple of months, maybe. Um, so yeah, I definitely do believe one day Imbibe the Lunate Jingliu will be power grabbed by other units. Won't happen that soon, because I think in a AoE meta, still blast damage is relevant, because blast damage is pretty much junior AoE damage. But I think now hitting more enemies at the same time is crucial in this game, which why I'd say now that this is the case, the only valuable thing on Silverwolf is really this, that she can add one weakness to the enemy, because that means that you don't have to adjust your team to the enemy. Because if you're adding Silverwolf, you have the possibility that your team will always work against the enemy, because Silverwolf is able to add the weakness to the boss, right? Um, at least you have the chance then. But if you don't have Silverwolf, you kind of have to adjust your DPS to the weaknesses of the enemy. This is like the only quality of life that Silverwolf gives. But other things, of course, she's still insane, like in damage resistance reductions, in defense reduction, um, like lowering like the enemy's defensive stats so that you will do more damage. She's still insane in those categories. And I also do think that nobody can do it better than her, or not really better than her. But still, I think that just because of that, it is not worth for her to summon for her, because of the fact still that she only does single target. Now, if I move up Pela, which is the budget version, basically, she's like the next best debuffer currently in the game. Everybody should have her. You don't, you didn't build her. Probably you did. Um, but the big difference on Pela, on her ultimate, is that Pela is able to reduce the defense of all enemies. And that is now really relevant because, as I said, we're moving more into a meta where we want to hit multiple enemies. And she can reduce the enemy's defense by 40% for 2 turns. For 2 turns, that is really long. Her ultimate costs 110 energy. If you do it perfectly, you have a 3-cycle rotation on that, and then she gets back her ultimate on the 3rd turn, and then you do it again. And then you have a 40% defense reduction for 2 turns again on all enemies, which means that your DPS that does that hits multiple targets will hit multiple targets that have a reduced defense. So I'd say Pela is actually more relevant than Silverwolf, while she's not necessarily the better unit, but she's more relevant because the content is more favored for her. Okay, I hope you guys did understand this. And yeah, I don't want to like go more into detail on this. I hope these were like enough information for you to build your opinion on Silverwolf. So I still think Silverwolf is an insanely good character, but like right now, even months after the game, she is good. But as of right now, I do think that our content doesn't shift in a way that she's a character that is favored for that content. So actually, or honestly, I think right now is the wrong time to bring back Civil. I think they could have delayed her a little bit later when the content becomes more single target focused again. But yeah, it's like whatever. I'm not who was. I don't make the decisions. So yeah, subscribe to the channel for more Honkai Story content. And see you guys next time. Bye.